Alrighty, if we want to find the area of this triangle, we want to use this formula because it's not a right triangle. But to use this formula, you need an angle and two sides. I have three sides. So the first thing I'm going to do is find the angle. So I chose A as my angle I'm going to use. So I know B and C. So I already know B and C. B is 14 because opposite of B is 14. C, opposite of C is 15. And I need this angle. Now, how to get that angle? It's all here. This is where I got this angle, which is angle A. So here's how you find angle A. We have to go and use law of cosines. Law of cosines, well, if I want angle A is going to be over here in the cosine. So side A has to be right here. So that's where the 4 comes from. Then I put B and C squared minus 2 times B and C cosine A. So once I plugged all those in, I square, multiply all this. Then I combine these two, get 421. Then I minus the 421 over. I divide the negative 420 by both sides, get this decimal. And then to get A, or the angle, out of a cosine, we have to inverse cosine both sides. So you end up with A equaling the inverse cosine of this, and your calculator will give you 15.4 degrees. So 15.4 degrees is that angle, which I can now plug in for A. Where then my calculator crunches this, and I now have the area of a non-right triangle using this cool little formula. So we want to find the area of this non-right triangle. I want to use this formula. In order to use it, I need a side angle side. So I notice I have a side here. I don't have that angle, but I quickly found it right here by taking 180 minus 70 minus 44 will give me the third angle. So I got 66 there. So since I have all three sides and I have this, I need a side angle side. So I got to go side angle side or side angle side. I decided to go this side, which is X, this angle, which is Y, and this side, which is Z. So I'm using this formula, using this side, and this angle. Now, this will help me. You'll see why in a second. So, to get this side, which I'm missing, I need to find that, well, I'm going to use law of sines. Law of sines over here, well, we know we have 70 and its opposite, which is 15. So I know sine 70 degrees over 15 is my starting point, equals, well, if I want Z, I want to go to its opposite, so that's why I needed that 66 degrees. So 66 degrees, or sine of 66 degrees over Z, would be the other fraction. These two fractions are equivalent. To solve for Z, I cross multiply. So these two give us Z times sine 70. These two give us 15 times sine 66. Then, to get Z by itself, I divide by sine 70. Disappears. I stick this in my calculator, and I get 14.58 miles. So that is 14.58 miles right there. I now have all I need for this formula, because I have this side, this angle, this side. I plug in Z, side Z, which is what I just found. I plug in X, which was 15. And I plug in my angle in the corner of 44. My calculator pops out 75.96 square miles.